Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another Obby Creator video. My name is Roro Studios, and today we're going to be building floor 11 and 12 of Citadel of Abstraction, the Citadel for Ring 2 of my Obby Creator JTOH rings. If you did miss the last video, we built the outside section for floor 11, because you go to the outside section of floor 11 before you go to floor 11, or at least the main part of it. You do like one jump in floor 11, and then we'll come back to it in what we're going to build in today's video. So you do this outside section here, and then eventually you come back over here, where you'll use this push box to boost yourself into this hole in the wall. You're going to do these two floors. You're going to do them in descending order. So like you're going to do floor 12, then 11, instead of 11, then 12. So let's go ahead and get started building it. We're going to be taking inspiration from this comment here, which says, you should make something like a Citadel of Void floor for floor 12, with a lot of trusses and wall hops, or you can make a wall hop only floor. If you have any ideas for future floors of the Citadel of your own, then please leave that in the comments. So yeah, that's what this floor is going to be. Wall hop insanity is what I'm going to title this video, unless I change my mind. So let's go ahead and put the floor here, and then I guess we can duplicate this, and then make that this color. So first, I did do a couple of changes off camera to floors 10 and 11. I added the effects. So on here, I added a light fog end effect, and I think floor this part as well. I think I put a button here that'll activate, just let it activate everything. There we go. That activates the thingies out here. Okay, I guess not. I'm pretty sure that's because I actually put it here. Yeah, there we go. That makes the fog effect work properly. Now, in here, it doesn't deactivate since you don't even go outside the tower during this section. But if you just teleport to this floor, then it'll be there. But yeah, you do go outside here, but that's another thing I changed. I made this work how I described it, where it like appears to extend up infinitely, which is pretty cool. I made this kind of extend down. These are button activated platforms, so it doesn't look strange from a distance. And I put these neon parts as insta-kills. This one doesn't really need to be an insta-kill, because you're not even going to be able to get to that anyway, but this one is. So if you jump down, then you'll get insta-killed. And so then, once you get up to this next floor, I don't think I actually changed any effects, but they get changed right here, once you get teleported here. I think the fog end is changed by like 10. It's like 10 different than what it was. There's also a button to activate the platforms here, because if you teleported using the floor select, then they wouldn't already be activated, if that makes sense. So why am I bringing that up? It's because these are the effects that are going to be applied when you enter this floor. Okay, so first let's fix the Z fighting here. That should be good. And you'll kind of just jump down. And so this outside section was supposed to be like, it wasn't in the original, what was originally planned for this Citadel. So to explain that, let's go over what happened for the storyline here. Question mark, question mark, question mark says, my plan isn't working. Surely this outside section will stop you. I've had this ready for years longer than my impossible glitch trial, which that was in Citadel of Eternal Corruption, which was Ring 1 Citadel. The player says if the impossible glitch trial was owned by question mark, question mark, question mark, I think it makes sense that that is who possessed you. And then Shark says, but in reality, I was the one who actually built Citadel of Eternal Corruption in this Citadel. I think it's a reasonable guess that question mark, question mark, question mark possessed me so I could build these Citadels. But why? So yeah, like it's supposed to look like you're gonna do like normal parkour here, but then it doesn't, because you get yeeted outside the tower. Presumably by question mark, question mark, question mark. And so, when the Citadel was originally built, as far as the storyline goes, when it was originally built, this outside section wasn't here, but question mark, question mark, question mark, his plan isn't working, as he says here. So that's why he takes you to that outside section. And then the years earlier thing, that was in reference to the whole point of the previous video, which was that I designed it 8 years ago. For more information, you can go watch last week's video. Why doesn't this ever work? Why? Oh, there we go. I almost got it, I think. Come on. Oh, yes, there. Yes, there we go, finally. I'm trying to put these wedges here so I can make a more realistic, like, break in the floor, if that makes sense. Like, basically the same thing I did here. I might as well add a little bit of extra detail where I can. So, like, if I kind of make these overlap, like they're not the same here, that'll make a more realistic breakage effect, or it's more detailed, I guess. This is pretty realistic, I guess, but, like, yeah. So it's supposed to be that this hole in the floor was not originally there for the original Citadel. Like, what I guess I'm saying by that is before the player and Shark come to go through the Citadel, like how it was originally built, presumably by Shark. And so you're going to complete the floors kind of backwards from what the original Citadel was. And so you're going to use this to get back down to floor 11. But then there needs to be a way that you originally got from floor 11 to floor 12. How about we do a button activated platform, but you can't get to it because it's on the floor you haven't gotten to yet. Even though you have gotten to it, but not really. So yeah. Alright, so here's where it's going to be button activated. Sorry for that background noise, that's the dishwasher. You would be coming to this from this green floor, so let's make it a different shade of green, like that. But then that's too bright, so we can just do that. Okay, it's a little bit, so yeah, that's good. It's a little bit brighter than this. So the player here is going to say, it seems that in order to deactivate this green platform, I need to press a button on floor 11. I can't get to that button though. Then over here, they say, but there appears to be a way to get into floor 11 right here. This boulder is in the way, though. Maybe it's a push ball and there's a respawn button somewhere. So that's essentially what you're going to have to do. And yes, it's possible to do that. There's just going to be an invisible platform, so you can't do that. And so the way I'm going to actually make this work is I think I'm going to place it directly above here. Like, that's where its spawn point is going to be. And then it's going to fall when you walk into the obby slot, but when you press the button that respawns it, it's also going to put a part like right here, so it doesn't just fall immediately back down to here. That button is also going to deactivate the invisible platform here. There's technically going to be multiple buttons though. So you're going to get to the bottom of floor 12 first, and then we just need to start building parkour from there. Okay, just put this here so that you're going to do that when you enter this floor. That way you won't be able to just like take a shortcut and jump to where the parkour has already been from right here. If the parkour doesn't actually end up like going near here, then I guess I can just go ahead and delete this, but we'll deal with that later. Anyway, let's start building some wall hops and truss flicks and ladder flicks. It's not going to be just wall hops actually, but wall hop insanity sounds a lot better than wall hop, ladder flick, and truss flick insanity for a title. Okay, let's start with this random thing. I don't even know what this really is. It's going to be something like that. You just actually land the wraparound. To make it so you can do that, we can do that, and then that. But then actually also that. And that. Yay. Now let's place a button on the wall and make it this color. And then of course the metal texture, which is right there, and it'll actually deactivate this part. And it's going to be on a timer. So it'll be like that. Just let's make it less than that. So like, actually like 2. Yeah, great. Okay, so that's funny how I didn't even put a single wall hop here. Well, that's fine, because we're going to put one here. Okay, now a part can go here, and you'll do a wall hop like that. Well, other than at the end there. Okay, now we're gonna put a wall hop here, or ladder flick, I mean. It's like a 2-stud gap. You should be able to just like ladder flick off and land like right here. We'll place a platform right here for you to ladder flick to, and then to make this a little more interesting, let's add a kill brick right inside here. It's gonna be can't collide false. And to make it more clear that it's can't collide false, we can make it 0.6 transparency. Okay, now how much damage do you take from this? Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. This floor is also going to have a ceiling to it, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, since I just thought about it. And the reason I thought about it was because I'm going to do something like this, like a truss hanging from the ceiling. And then, I guess you will ladder flick onto here. So that's part of the gameplay on this floor that was in the original Citadel. So I guess this hole in the wall is just conveniently right here. I mean, I guess we don't need to think that hard about every last thing making sense logically. Like, this is fine. Now, if we're going to have some pretty tricky wall hops on this floor, even though there's a safety net, I can imagine that to be very annoying. So we're going to put, like, kind of a safety net, or like a checkpoint sort of thing. So we're going to make something out of this in just a second. If we place a button here, and it's going to activate these, it's not linked at the moment, but it will be. Like, just so that once you get here, you don't have to go through these wall hops every time. We're going to put a semi-annoying wall hop section here by placing a few platforms like these you have to wall hop in between. Honestly, I don't even know what the difficulty of that would really be, but let's find out. Yeah, definitely higher than Remorseless. Now we can make this a little bit easier by, you know, adding a ton of things for you to wall hop on. Okay, so there's going to be a sign here, and it says press at your own risk, but it's going to activate these. So I just stole that from Tower of Mild Agitation, kind of. In that tower, you can press a button that says press at your own risk next to it, and if you do that, then it activates a safety net for like 10 minutes or something. I think it's 400 seconds, actually. Now, you can still see that there, but it could, like, actually insta-kill you or something. Like, that's what a player might be thinking as they play through this. But in reality, it does that. Now, the reason I put it in this font, Sarpanch, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. That's the text on actual signs in the original Citadel. such as this one here. It's the same text. That's the font of the signs in Citadel of Eternal Corruption after Shark reveals himself to be Shark. Now the reason this sign doesn't say, the reason this sign is just in cartoon is because this is like a separate thing that was from years ago, as it references here. Yeah, no, that's gonna be way too annoying. So if we do this, then it'll become a ladder instead. And so maybe you can do that. And so that way you don't need to wall hop across these all at once. So just like one at a time. Then an 8-stud wraparound. So after the 8-stud wraparound, you're gonna press this button by doing something like that. It's gonna make the 8-stud wraparound a little bit harder. And then you do this 11-stud jump, and then you jump to a truss. Where you're gonna do something like this, and kind of shake your camera to get to right here. And then you can jump to right there. And so this is gonna be the button that does that. Now here's how I made that work. So let me teleport to reset everything. Now I also put in the invisible part here. So when you press this gray button, you're actually pressing two buttons. The gray button is a make object visible button that activates this stud right here. This is actually a teleport pad with teleport push blocks set to true. And apparently when it's set true here, it does not teleport the player, which is good here. But I guess if you needed it to teleport both, then you could use two teleport pads. Anyway, this is going to just move the boulder out of the way. It'll put it here, but let's actually change it to just randomly teleport it, like, out here. Well, actually, let's put it over here, so it will be least in the way. Okay, never mind. Putting it way over there doesn't seem to work. And that's the only thing I changed. So let's just move it, like, right here, maybe. Maybe that'll fix it. No. Okay, fine. Just, like, right here. There, that works. If it rolls off the edge, which if I deactivate the platforms here, I don't know if I will, but if I do, then I guess it won't matter because they're not even going to be on the floor anyway. But even if it somehow respawns itself, then I think this will just teleport it away. Now this other invisible button is a make objects invisible button that deactivates this part so that you can jump down. Okay, so I just paused there a minute accidentally, but I just added in this lava here with the same texture that I put down on these 3 floors for the rising lava, which is the Flood Escape 2 lava texture, except I actually uploaded this asset by taking the original. I'm just putting like an orange background to it. And I use the same texture properties. Here's the ID for this lava texture if you want. The one I uploaded, not the original. And so this is going to be an insta-kill, but since wall hops are pretty tricky, I'm going to try to put a bunch of other safety nets as well. I also put a 1-stud gap here so your arm does not clip through the wall and then hit the lava brick and end your run that way. Okay, here's a temporary ladder. We'll change this up a little bit, but it's going to be in the original Citadel, you climb up to get through here after you press a button. And I just had another idea. To get to floor 13, what if we do another hole in the wall that's going to lead you to a button that you were not originally going to get to in the original Citadel? What that button is going to do is activate some stuff like back on floor 12 that's going to allow you to get up to floor 13. I think it might activate some parts like out here or in here, allowing you to go back up. And then they'll also activate some stuff here, and it'll go up like the side of this and then enter into floor 13. And then obviously to get through here, you're going to press the green button that you would do in the original Citadel. And so yes, we're calling that the original Citadel, and that's what in the storyline you were originally going to do, but then question mark is doing this, so you do this, which wasn't originally planned. Blah, 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 blah. Let's start this floor off with a, like, safety net section. To make it look more epic, let's do that. And we'll have wall hops here, and then you're going to be trying to get to the exit of the section, which can be right here. Okay, so here's what I just built so far. So you're going to do this, and ladder flick off, and then wall hop, and then you can jump here. Now here, you're going to... Okay, I think there. Now that you can jump, you can be able to do that. Now, so that you can't just jump to here from the floor, we can do that. Okay, you can't actually do that. I'm going to keep it so you can do that. So it kind of tricks you into thinking you're supposed to do that. And so there's a chance you'll die doing that, when in reality you can just do that and wrap around. Let's use moving parts here, because why not? Just a simple moving part to let you get on top of this so you can jump down. Change this to exponential. We'll change this to like 7. A little bit slower than the default. Okay, so after this moving platform, which I actually made go a little bit faster, I changed it to 3 instead of 7. So after that, you're gonna jump down and then do these jumps here. And now let's place a part here that you'll jump to, and then one right here. Now this does go through the wall a little bit. It's from right here. I was originally thinking I'd make that be a platform you jump on, but let's just cover it up with a wall hop thingy now. So, like that. And you'll ladder flick, or wall hop to here. Next up, a cylinder ladder. It'll be a more gradual turn if we make it larger, like 8 by 8. Which will make it so that there's a less chance of that happening. Although, we can also do that. After that, you'll ladder flick or jump off. Yeah, that works too. But this is an 11 stud. Now you'll jump to there, and then a ladder flick. But then that. But you're gonna go get the button anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And we can actually go ahead and use this, I guess. You can jump to it and then kind of do something like this to use the truss to get to the next platform, which can be a half hollow cylinder. We can also rotate it to point in this direction. Yeah, so that it's easier to land in. Then you'll jump down to this platform. You will need a way to get back up to here, though, so I think we'll put a jump pad, which you can use. Now, the button to deactivate the platform to let you use the truss to climb up to floor 12, we can put, like, right here, with a truss for you to climb back up. We'll make this go all the way up to the ceiling and, like, attach to it, so we need to move it all up by half a stud. And that's good, but then we also need the hole in the floor, or wall, that'll let you get to the button, or the other button that'll activate the platforms that allow you to progress to floor 13. Because of the order you're playing this in the Citadel versus the original Citadel. The reason I just put this here was so that you can just press space, not have to fall off, because that seems like that'd be an annoying way to die. And so the reason I put this here was so that maybe we can put a few more jumps before you get to the thing. Although if the button wasn't originally going to be there, it doesn't really make much sense why this is there, but literally whatever. Alright, so the button's going to be right here, and it looks like that. Well, now we need to place the other button, and that's going to go right here. Now I need to make it be this color. Make objects invisible. We'll give it infinite time, and there we go. So you can press that button, that should deactivate, and then you'll press that button, which will activate platforms, which we'll add now. This button is going to activate this truss. And so when you come back up here, this will be activated, allowing you back outside. We'll have it activate this, and I guess we'll just do a bunch of 1 studs. And let's put a wall hop to get into the next floor too. A wall hop like that, and then this will be where the next floor starts. So let me do some finishing touches, like linking some buttons and stuff, and then we're going to show these entire 2 floors start to finish. Okay, so this is being recorded after the rest of the video. There's one last, like, logic thing that I forgot to do anything with, and that is, how are you supposed to get up to floor 13 in the original Citadel? It's going to be pretty quick, so I think we can just do something similar I did here, which you'll see in just a moment, where I play through these 2 floors. These are supposed to be what it was in the original Citadel, and they're semi-transparent and can collide false. So we should make this can collide false, and then the original Citadel's entrance to the next floor. There, I just scaled that down a little bit to get some money so I can duplicate this. The original Citadel's entrance to the next floor will have been right here. Now you can't actually get to that, and that's fine. And so this looks like it's like an intended entrance, I guess, but let's make it not be that. So we'll just do that and then add some wedges here to make it another hole in the wall. Then in the next video, when we build this floor and maybe the next one or whatever, we'll make it so you first go around to here to where you would have climbed up here on the original Citadel. Alright, there we go. So you'll still enter into this floor when you actually play through this, like the actual Citadel, I guess you could say. Like, not the original. You'll still enter through here, and then, like I just said, you'll go around here. So now it's time to show these whole 2 floors start to finish, minus these 2 adjustments I just made here. The finishing touches have been made, and so if you want to complete this, the Obby ID is right here. So we'll go ahead and, like, teleport to floor 10, and floor 10 ends with this button activated truss that will take you up here. The player says, so well, I won't read it since I'm not really going to show this outside section, because that was last video. But you complete floor 11 outside, which ends with this push box section. You're going to push it along here. It's pretty easy. However, you can, like, get it stuck there and accidentally, like, push yourself off, so be careful there. But then you can jump down. The floor 12 teleporter teleports you to this spot. The player says, it seems that in order to deactivate the screen platform, I need to press a button on floor 11. I can't get to that button, though. Then the player says, but there appears to be a way to get into floor 11 right here. This boulder's in the way, though. Maybe it's a push ball and there's a respawn button somewhere. And even though there's a gap here, you still can't do anything. But you start over here. You can kind of do that. Or a head hitter, I don't know. But you press this button, which activates or deactivates that for like 2 seconds. There we go. You do that, you do the wall hops. Okay, I did that wrong. We're supposed to end up in this position, not like a little bit down, if that makes sense. You can ladder flick off here and land on this platform, and then you have some trusses. This says press at your own risk. If you press it, it activates these platforms, so that if you fall, you can just do this to, like, shortcut back up. So then you have this wall hop. That's probably the easiest way to do that. And then you can do that. There we go. You can press that button to activate these purple platforms. That's an 11 stud jump. This is kind of a long jump. The jump onto the truss is probably easier than the 11 stud though. And the 11 stud isn't even that hard, so yeah. Then, if you don't walk off there, you can press this button and boom. Before we continue, you can see right here, I put in these, like, platforms that's supposed to be where the parkour originally was. I put them at 0.3 transparency since it's a little bit hard to see when it's, like, green on green. These are can collide false, and I made it so you would do a corner clip in the original Citadel, but you don't, because corner clips got patched. So, like, you can't even do this to get back in here, even if you wanted to. I made it transparent, so it would maybe help you figure out that it's can collide false, and it would have just had this connect up to here, but then from here you might think you're supposed to jump to there. Now, let me quickly test something. Yeah, I feel like the player might try to do that. So let's put a barrier to stop them from doing that in case they do that. Since there's no indication that it's going to randomly yeet you outside of the tower. You might be able to land on here though, which I don't really want. So you can put a button like right here that'll just deactivate that. It'll be invisible, make objects invisible, infinite time, and it will be this. So when you jump down, that platform will deactivate, so you can't land on it while you're up here. You can see it. I don't go through it, or I do go through it. Now from here, you need to go on this ladder, and then you don't even need to do the wall hop. Well, then I guess there's no point in even really keeping it there. Let's just do that, and then you can actually do a wraparound there. This is just to make you try to do that and maybe fall, I guess. Then a moving platform, and you jump down. Then you do this jump and then that jump, which I'm gonna nerf this jump because it's annoying. We'll make it so you don't even have to jump, so you can just do that. But you can jump there, and then here, wall hop, and then you need to go around this. Then you can ladder flick off, 11 stud, you can jump down, wall hop. Then you need to kind of shake your camera to go around this, and then get on like this side. There we go. You can jump down, and then there's arrows pointing to the 2 button locations. So this one is here, and then the other one is up here. There we go. Once you have both of those pressed, you can use that to get back up. Now you're back on this floor. I probably should add arrows telling you to go this way. That'll be this color and activated when you press this button. So let me do that quickly. Okay, that's done. So these arrows will indicate you to go this direction. And so once you climb up this truss, you'll walk across here and then do some 1 stud jumps. 1 final wall hop, and then boom, that's the end of the tower. Floor. Once again, here's the Obby ID if you want to come play this Citadel. Let me know in the comments if you have any storyline predictions, suggestions for a future floor or floors in the Citadel, or just what you think of the floors I built today. I know these 2 floors don't have much detail on them, but I'll go back in and add that off camera. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. I'll see you in the next one, and have a great day.